Howdy everyone, and welcome to the update for today. Today was Friday, the 7th of August, 2026. So, this was a Friday, and like most Fridays, I was working in the accounting office today. Again, sorry about the, having to do this video holding it by hand. The saga of my little special ring light phone holder things that, I keep breaking. They keep failing on me. Because of course, this is the era of no personal responsibility for anything, so, they broke on me, I did not break them. Anyway, so I worked in the accounting office today, and it was actually a rather interesting accounting day. What I mean by that is, quite frankly, could have been a perfect day if I knew what I was looking at. So there are a lot of the common errors or the this happens occasionally errors that we haven't seen happen yet, that, you know, nobody has gone on the limb and made a particular mistake since we've had this new system. So we did, and so things that we know what they are can happen, and we're not quite sure how they look. Anyway, this was one of those type of situations, and I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out where a discrepancy came from, and it turned out that it was one of our old tried and true issues, one of our good old friends from the old system, but this is the first time it reared its head on us on this new system, and well, now we know what it looks like. So I had one of those moments today. Also had another moment where another situation happened at a different location, and ended up actually learning from them how to handle that in case it ever happens to us. And this is another one of those things that happens every so often, will eventually happen, but since this other location, it landed on them first, and we're really good with trading information back and forth with them about, you know, these type of issues. And so we learned something there as well. And in addition to that, I've referenced in a couple of previous updates since this whole accounting changeover thing happened, that the changeover got ahead of some of our kind of bookkeeping worksheet stuff that we have to do. And what I mean by that is there were certain things where the information that we were asked to provide doesn't match or doesn't line up with the way things look under a couple of new systems. Well, it just apparently now, within the last couple of weeks, or last week or so, now every location has finally switched over to the new system. And so now that we're all on the same page, now they're going through and updating all that stuff. And so that's what I essentially did for the rest of my day, setting that up. And something that is quite challenging in a gigantic retail store environment where the place is open, you know, 16 hours a day, and or 17 hours a day, I guess now, and you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of employees. It is really hard to keep everybody on the same page. I mean, the company even tries to, with a little program that they want us to sign in to at the beginning of every day. And the way retail works, that kind of thing is a pipe dream, and this program just kind of gets mocked and laughed at. But retail really has a communication issue, because when are we ever going to get in a place like ours, everybody there at the same time? And even in a smaller sub-team like the accounting team, it is hard to get us all there at the same time. Because when you have like backups for people, the only time that a backup and their person and their backup are normally there at the same time is, you know, is that somebody's in a different spot or a different role that day. Anyway, it's really a challenge. And so when I mentioned before, basically coming up with little instruction manuals for everybody else on the team to keep us all on the same page. Ended up making another one of those type of packets for now all this. Oh, and another thing came down, and this is directly related, and connected. They also changed all the paperwork they want us to send out to everybody else when we're done with our day. And so basically, I was distilling all of that into kind of coherent stuff that basically I can make into models so that everybody else that goes in there, particularly if they're one of the people that is akin there, like I am in payroll, which is I do it very, very rarely, and every time I'm in there, I just kind of bump along and try to decipher on my own, or decipher what changed since the last time I was in there. Well, trying to keep that better for people who are in that similar spot for accounting, and so that's what I was doing. And I think we are successful in it, and hopefully that helps them the next time that the backups have to be in there. So, anyway, so that's kind of what I was doing today. And overall, it was a good shift. Like I said, definitely interesting, definitely outside the ordinary. Yeah. Afterwards, went to the gym. Good workout. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned starting to incorporate cardio into my workouts. I'm resuming that practice. And I have a little way that I kind of do cardio in majority of the time, and it's something I've actually variations on a way that I've been doing cardio for years. And yeah, it's getting back in the saddle on that feels pretty good. At some point, when I have a little bit more time, I'm down to 3 minutes left in this video here, that I will go into a little bit more and tell you about my little jogging system. I like it. It's probably not as effective, and nutritionists or, personal trainers would probably cringe at it, but it's kind of what I've been doing for years, and it kind of works for me, so one of these days I'll tell you about it. Anyway, after that, went and, drum roll please. I did laundry. Yes, I did laundry. For reasons that I'll get into later, I'm at another occasion, and this will be an arc, by the way. I always need to end up doing laundry, but not inside my place. And this is a situation where rectifying that's going to be a arc here eventually. But in the meantime, end up having to go to laundry places. Now, if you've been following these videos for a while, 2026 has been a chaotic year for me. It's just been one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And so doing big groups of laundry has been, finding the time has been prohibitive. And so I've been using the little mini washing machine I have, and washing a lot, using that more frequently than I should have, because rather than, the high quality ones. Well, I did this time a full on load, and it was 6 baskets. 6. And the reason I'm doing that now is because thanks to this furniture thing, that arc that is wrapping up here very, very soon, basically every piece of clothes that I own is currently in a gigantic stack in my garage, until I get all the drawers and everything and start loading them up there, and dealing with the quite warm upstairs of my apartment while unloading and sorting with all that. And that's going to be coming in a couple of days, but decided, God, need to stop putting this off. Going to go in there and get it all done, and so at the time that finally start loading the new dresser and all that, we're dealing with a completely fresh slate, and loading the dressers and everything now is probably going to be happening in the next couple of days. And that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. Adulting 101 on this one. All right, have a great one, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.